Good morning, kids. Are you ready to learn more about God? Are you ready to learn a story and hear a story out of the scriptures? Today we're going to talk about one out of the New Testament, but I want to show you what I brought. I brought my screwdriver with me. What? That's not a screwdriver? A saw? No, not a saw. A what? It's a hammer? This is a hammer? Wow, you're right, it is a hammer. What do you do with a hammer? That's right, you build with a hammer. Well, today we're going to talk about builders. We're going to talk about two builders that Jesus taught us about. We're going to talk about a wise builder, and we're going to talk about an unwise builder. And the story is found in Luke chapter 6, verses 46 through 49. And so Jesus was talking to his apostles, and he looked at his apostles, and he said, "Why do you call me Lord? Why do you call me Master? Yet when I tell you things, when I teach you things, you don't listen. You don't do what I tell you to do." Have you heard your mom or dad tell you that? "Hey, I've told you to do this. Why don't you listen?" Well, that's what Jesus was saying to the apostles. Why don't you listen to me? You tell me you want to hear what I've got to say, but you don't listen, or you listen to the words, but you don't do it. Well, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to use two builders to teach you a lesson about the difference between people who listen to me, to Jesus, and the people who don't listen to Jesus. So there was these two builders. The first builder built his house on a firm foundation. He dug a deep and built a rock foundation. He built it on rock. It was strong. It was solid. It was very, very well built. And so when he moved in and the storms came, and the winds blew, and the rains came, and the floods came, they washed against the rock, but the house stood firm. It stayed right where it was. And Jesus said, that's like the people who listen to me. That's like the people who listen to Jesus. When you listen to Jesus and you build your life around Jesus and you do the things that Jesus tells you to do, then you have this solid, this firm foundation so that when storms come, when troubles come in your life, you know that Jesus is there to support you. You know that Jesus is there to take care of you. You've built your life on God's Son, on the foundation of God's love. Well, there was another builder, and this was a very unwise builder. Jesus said this builder, he made the wrong choice. He went out and he built his house, but he built it on sand. And sand, you know sand. How many of y'all been to the beach? When water hits the sand, it washes away. If you've ever built a sand castle, big and tall, and a big wave hits it, the sand castle's gone. Well, that's what this man built his house on. He built it on sand. And so when he got his house built up big, moved in, storms did come. Rains came and floods came, and sure enough, the water washed away the sand. And when they had washed away enough of the sand, the man's house come crashing down because he didn't build it on the right foundation. And that's what God tells us. He says, if you don't build your life on my foundation, if you don't build your life on what I've told you to do, when things happen, you're going to come crashing down because you won't have me to support you. You won't have me there to protect you. So we have to make a choice. We can either be wise builders and listen to God and listen to Jesus and do the things he tells us, or we can be unwise builders and do the things the way we want to do them and ignore what Jesus says. What do you think? Are we wise builders or are we unwise builders? Well, I'm pretty certain that everybody's watching this show today, watching this video today, we're wise builders because we want to do what God tells us to do, and we listen to what God tells us. So we are going to call ourselves wise builders. Well, Miss Mary sang a song, Miss Jamie sings a song, so I guess it's time for Mr. Charlie to sing a song. So let's get our hammers ready. Ready? The wise man built his house upon a rock. The wise man built his house upon a rock. The wise man built his house upon a rock, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down as the floods came up. The rains came down as the floods came up. The rains came down as the floods came up, and the wise man's house stood firm. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down as the floods came up. The rains came down as the floods came up. The rains came down as the floods came up, and the foolish man's house went smash. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ, and the blessings will falling down. The blessings come down as the prayers go up. The blessings come down as the prayers go up. The blessings come down as the prayers go up. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. Very good. I'm glad y'all helped me out with that song. We hope to see you very, very soon. I hope you learned something from this lesson. Again, remember, it's in Luke chapter 6, verses 46 through 49. The parable of the wise and foolish builder. We'll see you soon. We miss you and we love you. And have a great week. Bye-bye.